Serious, what are some good ways to build up your self-confidence? Going to the gym helped me tremendously with my self-confidence and depression to the point where I don't take depression meds anymore. Weightlifting in particular has helped me take control of my body and self-image. There are enough people in the world who are willing to talk to you in good faith, such that you have the opportunity to build up your confidence in social interactions. It's okay to ask someone a question. For me, it clicked years ago in high school when a classmate once told me that I seem to have good things to say and asked me why I don't talk more. I eventually went from being a hopelessly shy person to a person eager for serious conversation. Having said that, encouraging a shy person like this would be a good way for those with more confidence to brighten other people's lives. Do things that scare you. Could be little, could be big. Could be standing on a corner giving strangers a high five or asking out that hottie at the bar. When you take steps outside your comfort zone, you teach yourself you can handle a lot more than you thought. It makes it easier to face your fear and do things you want to do, which gives you confidence. Instead of trying to convince yourself to become confident, go learn to do something. Anything, really. Just pick a skill you've always wanted and start learning about it. Practice it. Invest in it. Confidence is a side effect of being good at something. Confidence without competence is, really, arrogance and ignorance. A good fashion sense. I'm a guy and I got a few girls that I'm friends with to help me with my style. It helps a lot. I feel much more comfortable and even some girls have been flirting with me more too. Good fashion ups your self-confidence by a lot. Fake it till you make it. Also, walk confidently, no more hunching over. It sounds dumb, but I tell myself I love you every night. It helps defeat the negative talk and if I love me, others definitely can. Stand up big and tall, but don't make it look unnatural. Talk loud and clear to people. Let others and yourself know that you have strength and power. I saw this video once where it said that people who make themselves bigger, literally bigger, before situations where they might seem underconfident were able to be more confident, if that makes sense. I saw it in a public speaking class one time. For example, before an interview or even before talking in front of a group of people, stretch yourself out, get big, don't be hunched up in a ball. That would translate to you feeling less confident if you were sitting, bent over all nervous. I don't know if that helps, or if it's what you were asking, but that seems to help me feel confident in a nerve-wracking situation. Keeping a clean room. I've heard the saying that a room is reflective of how cluttered your mind is. I find this to be true, and coming home to a clean room makes me feel like my life just a little more on track. As a pretty confident guy, I've always had friends ask me what tips and tricks I have to help boost their confidence, and I always find myself saying the same thing: give a fuck about not giving a fuck. As soon as you realize that only you will be living your life, and not living anyone else's, a sense of confidence will arise. Granted, gaining confidence doesn't come easy to everyone, but adopting this mindset can get the ball rolling. It all comes down to whether you want it or not, tbh. Try new things. You'll build confidence as you gain skills or as your interests grow. It seems counterintuitive because you have to take a risk with new things, but each step of progress will make a difference in your outlook. 2 things to consider in this question. The eyeball test. Everyone makes decisions upon what they see at surface value. This is why being in shape, keeping up hygiene, and keeping clean in general is an important step. Dress for success. Practice. Nothing is worse than freezing up in a moment where you need to be calm the most. Whether write EDB to yourself in the mirror, to your friends, family, or fellow students, co-workers, practice takes time and discipline. Personally, exercise. Look good, feel good. Helped my confidence shoot through the roof. I started at 18 and I'm 26 still going. Take pride in your appearance. Buy clothes that fit you and that are fashionable. Get a haircut that complements your facial structure. Stand up straight with your shoulders back. Take care of your personal hygiene. Exercise. Eat right. Therapy. Affirmations: tell yourself that you believe in yourself and your capabilities several times a day. Practice what you want to get good at. Start small and build. Get comfortable at spending time alone. Travel. Cut out websites that you use frequently out of sheer boredom, but don't actually make you happy. This applies to 80% of people on Twitter and 90% of people on Facebook. Volunteering. I honestly can't recommend volunteering enough. If anyone is able to and has the spare time, do it. It gets you out of the house, you meet a whole range of new people, you get to be involved in the community and make a difference, and you can learn new skills. Volunteering has helped me a lot. I've gone from being basically terrified to go because I was so anxious at new challenges to becoming a manger. Now I've moved country and I'm volunteering again. It doesn't matter if you're just doing a little bit, because the little bit of help all add up. For me personally, playing and learning an instrument works perfect. You learn something, and if you are good at something, you can record it to let others hear. It's a grad booster for me at least. Stop caring when you fail. Expect to fail and do it anyways. You will succeed sometimes and then get a confidence boost. Join a club for something you already know, like being surrounded by like-minded people makes opening up so much easier. Once you get comfortable, plan something for the club or take a role in the club. Go to the movies alone. Pick a film you want to see and get a ticket. Get popcorn if you want and sit and enjoy the movie. Another time, go out to eat alone at a restaurant that you are interested in. Do things like this regularly. It helps you be comfortable with making decisions and taking charge, and it helps you be comfortable in your own skin regardless of who is around and who is looking. This forces you to make hard decisions, the movie, the restaurant, etc. and stick with them. It forces you to be comfortable in public alone, where you don't have friends to take the focus of others around you. You are there alone and everyone sees you, and if they don't like it, they can suck a nut. Focus on the things that you are good at. Always remember that no matter how much it looks like people have it all figured out, no one does. Life does not come with a guide, we are all kind of winging it. Every person is interesting in some way. If you feel like you don't have enough topics to talk about, try to find a hobby. Learn, explore, talk to people. That's pretty much all I got. Just lie to yourself. The human brain is a dumb malleable sponge that doesn't know any fucking better. Beat it into submission with lies until you forget theory. Yes. Seriously, just stand up, go look in the mirror and say 5 positive things about yourself. Do it when you wake up and before you go to bed. Give it like 2 months. Doesn't matter if they were true to begin with, you'll end up believing it. Note: try not to do this in front of other people because you will loom a bite Patrick Batemani. But do something you don't normally do. Change the oil in the car, research and attempt to fix the washing machine problem, watch a video and paint a room or piece of furniture. The more you do something on your own, the more confidence you start to have in yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Sometimes the inner dialogue we have isn't completely kind. Try and change that dialogue from being critical of yourself to being compassionate. It made a world of difference for me. Not entirely the easiest thing to do. Always think, if someone is judging me for being happy with myself, then that's their issue, not mine. Also, if you're embarrassed, worried about how you're perceived, then you gotta decide if it's really the end of the world or not. Also listen to upbeat uplifting music when you're feeling like the protagonist in a musical is a good way to travel. Exercise. If you're 18-25, go and take some night classes at a community college. Will put you situations to communicate without any pressure. That is, being able to take that first step to talking to others is a huge self-confidence booster and can be a snowball effect. Was for me. Delete social media. I know this sounds dumb, but give yourself a pep talk, like, I am smart. I am a beautiful human being. I love myself. This is gonna go great. It's okay if people don't like me. It's okay to fail. Even if you don't believe it at first, the more you hear say it, the more confident you get. Forgiveness. Forgive yourself for all the shit that you done. Write down all the stuff that you have done well. Stop focusing on the results but focus on the process. Be fucking kind to yourself. When you start believing that you are not an idiot, your self-confidence will soar. I come back to this one Thomas Hobbes idea again and again. He basically says in Leviathan that no one person is so much stronger or more intelligent than any other, such that some amount of cunning coordination couldn't be used by the inferior to defeat the superior. As soon as you accept that you are capable of overcoming any other individual and that no other individual is so much better than you that you could never reach their level, it becomes a lot easier to apply yourself towards self-improvement because the goal seems so much more attainable. In short, you'll always be capable enough. Get out of your own way and believe that. Try freestyle rapping. It's hella fun even if you're trash BC, it's all a confidence game. To say shit that rhymes, and even if it doesn't, to say it confidently enough and switch to a next line. It's hella fun, you learn new words and it makes it easier to talk to people and keep a flow if that's something you've had problems with. Look at yourself. Now treat yourself like another person. Imagine you are your best friend. What would you say to the best friend you? What would you say to lift them up? How would you support them if they had problems? When you find it hard to like yourself, it helps to be your own friend, rather than your harshest critic. The things you might otherwise say to yourself, you'll realize you'd never say to a friend. And why would you treat yourself worse than your best friend? This is of course easier said than done. You could ask your friends to tell you 1 or 2 things they like about you. Put them together and print them out. Stick the list on your mirror and read them while you stand in front of it to remember what others see in you. In many cases of depression or major depression, not only for body dysphoria but also by a chronic low self-esteem in social interaction, a good way is to work out, and eating good. Good body functions affect morale in a fantastic way. A workout schedule with a 6-hour per week, 2h per 3 days. In case you can't work out, a diet of 1200 cal circa should work too, and builds confidence. If you suffer for anxiety disorder, you need to really be aware what triggers what, and most importantly the subjective gravity of the situation that in most cases is delusional. It can be very castrating for a person's life and you need to talk to someone about it, a therapist in case your parents can't help, to help know yourself better. Make other people feel happy so you can feel happy. I like to set a lot of short-term and long-term goals. I write them down and then each time I achieve one, I cross it off of the list. I always feel like I am making progress, and progress makes me feel confident in myself. Meditation. If you take the time to look inside yourself and accept all of the things that happened you dealt with, makes it easier to be confident. Reminding yourself constantly how ridiculous your social anxiety is from a rational standpoint. Caring about what people think about you is pretty stupid on most occasions. If you keep reminding yourself of this fact and keep slightly pushing your boundaries, you'll eventually get past it. Looking out for yourself is the best way to understand you and what you're capable of doing. I'm not saying to move out your parents' house or anything, but start to make a conscious effort on setting goals and expectations for yourself. You're not building self-confidence so you can stand in your room full of people and feel no stress. You're building self-confidence so that you know you can take care of yourself and whatever comes at you, no matter the situation. Bin off anyone that affects you negatively. I sometimes look in the mirror and say nice things about myself or write down everything good about myself. My mom once told me some people are going to put you down in life. Don't be one of them, and I think that's a lovely quote. Meditate, work out. Face your fears and cut down on harmful behavior. Work out. Or really do anything that you can incrementally improve at every time you do it. Lifting, working out is nice BC, you can physically see your improvement. Do the shit that scares the piss out of you. You'll man woman up, gender equality, and realize what you were scared of isn't that bad. Work out. Set a personal goal. Shatter it, then set a new one without comparing yourself to any other's progress until you have beat a few of your own goals. Then keep progressing and make a habit of it. Wear your best underwear to work. It sounds silly, but a friend gave me this advice years ago when I was having a bit of a confidence crisis about my looks and my clothes. I wore my best matching knickers and bra set under my regular work clothes and I felt fucking amazing. It's amazing how a good tit day can boost your confidence. What's helped me is working in retail. I used to work in a print center, one person in it per shift. Ugh. It was the definition of being thrown to the wolves. Let's just say I developed a thick skin. Not saying you have to go through that, but it's a good way to do it if you have the willpower. A lot of great suggestions here, but this one helped me a lot. Write 3 positive things you did today. Can be something very small, as in I took the stairs instead of the elevator or said hi to my neighbor. Do this at the end of every day. It'll be difficult to come up with 3 things, but that's okay because you've always been focusing on the bad. Soon enough, it'll get easier and you'll start focusing more on the positive things about you instead of the negative.